In a world so fake, where fantasies collide, there's a rebel standing tall, breaking all the ties. Big Daddy, he's the script creator, leading the way, making the fake world better, one script at a time. Oh, yeah. From camping adventures to fireworks in the sky, county services, money flowing, reaching new heights, traffic control, no chaos on the streets, Big Daddy's revolution, making life complete. With fuel recharge, drive real far. With Big Daddy, anything is possible. Pre-flight your chopper and get ready to go. Hitchhiking or grab a taxi, ride service will make your world complete. Urban surfing, we ride the cars. You can even ride in shopping carts. From under the influence to 911, airbags are lots of fun, but please read the documentation. From camping adventures to fireworks in the sky, county services, money flowing, reaching new heights, traffic control, no chaos on the street, ideal our fake world, better place, one script at a time. What are you waiting for? From camping adventures to fireworks in the sky, county services, money flowing, reaching new heights, traffic control, no chaos on the street, ideal our fake world, better place, one script at a time. What are you waiting for?
What's up, people? Well, happy Friday. Here we are. Let me see if there's anything I can shut down, because it's all complaining again. It always does. Okay. What's up, Wit? Cavey? Montana Brad? And your boy Panda, what up? I'm excited to show some stuff tonight. because I've been working on. Sorry, there's something on my monitor. I've been working on something that I really like how it's come out, and so I'm kind of excited to show it. So if you guys hate it and bag on it, I'm going to be very sad. Because I built it a little bit in a vacuum. I had a little bit of feedback, but not much yet. It hasn't even gone into testing. I just got it done to the point where it's ready to go to testing, I think. Just this afternoon. So, first I will talk about the EUP menu. I'm the wrong ped. Hang on. Well, I'm gonna, being as this is the script stream, I'll use my own script. Okay. Okay, the update for the EUP admin, if you haven't seen the menu, this is the new EUP menu admin tool that comes with it. So you can build out your menu just by changing clothes in the game. So if I pull up one of these, before the textures weren't working for the components over here, that has been fixed, and that update should be out this weekend. So just so you know, if you have not seen this thing work, go back and watch previous streams because I go through it all. There's also there's a video, like a regular EUP admin video or EUP menu video, like a product video that you can watch on the page itself. And it walks through all the different options and how this thing works. I think it's pretty cool too. It's going to make it a lot easier. Whoops. Okay. I guess I'm going to be dressed like this. Oh, a search bar for characters. Do you have that many characters? Wow. Or do you mean for NPC characters? Okay, I was going to turn on some background music. Oh. Can you hear it okay? Okay. I still haven't figured out what causes this slow system performance stupid error that pops up all the time. Because I can shut everything down and it still does it. I think it's full of crap. But okay, so you've seen the EUP update. It's not a big update. It just fixes the little bug with the textures. The newest thing I've been working on is a weapons menu. My goal is to pretty much replace what you use vMenu for mostly, because vMenu is kind of outdated. I know there's some guys working on it, but I just want it to be a little slicker. And I'm not a big fan of the menu API that vMenu uses because it's very expensive to the CPU. So I don't know. I'm kind of creating different modules of menus. We've got the character menu. There's the EUP menu. There's a vehicle menu that I'm reworking right now to be more like these that I'm showing you. There's a vehicle control menu, which has been reworked. And then eventually, once I have all the menu modules done, I want to create a central piece that allows you to access all those menus from one. So it's kind of like a vMenu, but it's modular. Anyway, that's the idea. This one is a weapons menu. And basically, these are all your categories, and they're like from melee down to miscellaneous here are your standard categories that are in the game already and that weapons are assigned to. This custom category is one that I've added with add-on weapons just to show that it can be done. And it's super easy. You have spawn by name. You have some of the OP global options, the unlimited ammo and infinite clip. You can set armor. There's also loadouts, which I will go through and show here in a little bit. Just so you know, the permissions on this script are very granular. Like you can set, there's a permission whether the spawn by name is allowed. There's a permission whether these OP options are allowed. There's a permission whether you can set armor or not. There's a permission per weapon category. So if you want to shut down a whole category or just lock it to police or whatever, you can do that. There's also permissions per weapon. So if you wanted to disable a weapon or set it to just allow, you know, police to use it, like the armor, you could set it for just police to use. I think that's mean, but you can. There are permissions for the give all weapons. You can turn that off if you want to. So the permissions are very granular on what you can do and what you can't do. If there's permissions on adding more ammo, you can turn that off as well. Okay, so sorry, I've turned my thing off. Yeah, I do have good specs on this machine. I'm running a 4060 for a graphics card. I upgraded the CPU and the motherboard. I put new in. I added more RAM. I don't have a bad machine. And see, I'm sitting here. I'm not even touching anything, and it says slow system performance. So I don't know. I wish you could turn that off. I wish you could just say ignore it, because it doesn't seem to affect performance any when it says that. It seems to be running fine. So I've heard other people have the same issue, and like most people on our server don't, but I do. Uncle TT had the same problem. He fixed his he had Teams running on his machine, and he turned it off, and that seemed to fix his, but I don't have Teams running on this machine. So I don't know what it is. I've tried shutting down all kinds of stuff. Okay, so let me just show you how this works, because I love it. I absolutely love this setup here. So let's say I want a pistol. These are all the pistols in the game, and it's preloaded with everything that's currently in the game, all the way up to whatever bottom dollar or whatever that release was. I don't know. So all the weapons up to recent. And if you want one of these, basically, once it's selected, you have your menu here. I think I have ammo turned off, so I can't set more ammo, which is fine because I don't like it anyway. So if I just hit give, I now have the gun, as you see it, put it in my hand. There's a checkbox on the pistols category because I have a pistol. There's a checkbox on the combat pistol because that's what I just put in my hand. You have components down here. By default, it comes with the default clip. I don't know why it's there twice. I guess it has 2 clips. If I want a flashlight, I just come down here and choose flashlight, and it'll put it on there. If I want a suppressor, I click that, it puts a suppressor on. If I say, you know what, I don't want a suppressor, you just click the little red X and it takes it back off. Nothing to it. If you want the extended clip, you click it, now it's on there. And it took the default clip away because it's no longer there. If I take this off, default clip comes back. So whatever components you have in will be in these little pills down here, and you can swap them in and out. The tints all work. Now, you have to take these colors with a grain of salt. With a lot of the weapons, they do work, and then a lot of them, these colors don't match. The game is not clear at all on what these tints are. When I looked at the documentation on CFX, it said all of the tints for these numbers match these colors, except for on the MK. There's actually way more tints, and it's a different set of colors. So all of the MKs have, I can't remember now, 30 something. Yeah, 31 different colors. Let me turn this down. And then everything else has 7. Technically it's 8 because it starts at 0. But they don't always match black. I think, let's see, the baseball bat. Yeah, it says it has tints because the game is telling me the reason that tint is showing up in this menu is because the game says this has 8 different tints, but these do nothing. So there's no way for me to know. It's just like vMenu has the same problem that I noticed. With components, the baseball bat has a bunch of different stuff. So if I wanted a Cluck and Bell bat, it puts the Cluck and Bell on there. I love that. So this will remove all weapons. They're all gone now. You see all the checkbox went away. So I have nothing. If I wanted to spawn, like Glock 20 is the add-on weapon, I could do that. I could type pistol because that is the name of this pistol right here. You can type in either the name or the model and it'll spawn it. This will only spawn ones that are actually loaded into the game. So if you have an add-on that's not, you did not put into the menu, then it will not spawn it because it's looking them up based on what's loaded in here. The ammo here, there was a customer today that was talking about how to display this, and what he wanted was a total amount, the number of full clips you have on your belt, and then what's in the gun itself. And depending on what gun you have, like if you have a revolver, it's going to call it loads in the cylinder. So there's 6 in the cylinder. You can load it 4 times, and you have 30 total rounds. The marksman pistol only holds 1, so it's 1 in the chamber and 5 in your pocket, I guess. So it changes depending on what kind of weapon you have. There's a bunch like throwables. If I have, a Molotov, it's going to say I have 1 in the hand and 5 total. I guess those are in my back pocket. I don't know where you carry a Molotov. But the way this by default does it is whenever you spawn in a weapon, it gives you whatever fits in the gun. So if it's 18 in a clip, then it'll be 18 times 5. You'll get 5 clips. And that's the total ammo that it'll give you. I also have another script that modifies how much and keeps track of how much ammo you have. So that may change it depending on what you have. So when you spawn in, these numbers set up as what was spawned with the weapon. And if you have a script that changes it, these won't change until you click on that again. So just so you know. All right, I'm going to remove all. I'm going to show you the loadouts. Loadouts are really cool. Let's say I want... I can't spawn this stun rod because I'm running 3095 and this came after that. So let's say I'll give myself a nightstick. And then for a pistol, I'll just give a regular pistol. And I'll give myself an assault shotgun. All right, so I have those 3 weapons. I'm just going to come up here to loadouts and say save. And I'm going to give it a name. And I'll say this is my LSPD loadout. And hit save. What it's going to show you is what weapons are selected there. And that's for this loadout. So let's say I remove all weapons again. Oh, and your alerts happen here. And I go to LSPD. So there's what's gonna be involved in this loadout. All I have to do is hit load, and it gives me all 3 of those. So now I have those weapons. Let's say I want to add the extended clip, a flashlight, and a suppressor to my shotgun, and I want to give it, let's make it pink. All right. If I just come back up here and hit save, leave the name as is, it's going to save it. So I'll remove all weapons, and I'll have to go off and back on again. When I load it, I come to the shotgun, it's pink with the components. Now here's what's also special. This is an add-on, this Glock 20. I'm going to give that to myself. I'm going to add the extended clip and the flashlight. And now I have the Glock and the other stuff. And I'm going to save with the same name. It's going to add the Glock to it. So whatever you have in your current inventory is what will save into the loadout whenever you save it. So if I delete one of these weapons and save it, it'll be gone out of the loadout. Or I could just hit this, say I don't want this pistol, I want the Glock instead. It will remove it, and I can hit save. Oh, it did not remove it. There's my stream curse. I was just messing with this today, so obviously I've broken it. But if I came in here and removed it, and then hit save, it's now gone. So it's whatever you have in your inventory at the time. And these will work. I just have to figure out what just went wrong. And what it'll do is it doesn't save automatically, but when you kill this, it removes the weapon from your inventory and removes this pill. So whenever you save again, it's just not there. It's just another way to delete the weapon out of your inventory. I have the ammo turned off, but they're usually, if you have the permissions turned on, there's usually a place right here to put in a number and say add ammo, and so it would add to your ammo total however much that you wanted to put in there. Let's see. Yeah. All right. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Ammo, I mean, armor. Needed a place to set armor. If you look right down here in the bottom left, that shield that's black. Whenever I set the armor, if I set it to light, you can see that shield change to represent, this is my HUD. So it's just a way to show you that it's changing your armor. So you can set the armor there. These don't, it took me a while to figure out how vMenu made these work. These don't really work together. If you say unlimited ammo, basically it just never runs out. You just keep shooting forever. And it will, your clip will run out and you'll have to reload, but you never run out of clips. If you have no reload on, it shoots forever and it never drops a clip. You don't have to reload at all. So if you have them both on, it doesn't matter because no reload includes unlimited ammo. It goes forever. It just means that you don't have to reload a clip. But just unlimited ammo means that you do have to reload clips, but you have an unlimited number of clips. And vMenu works the same way. Actually, vMenu sets it up where if you set no reload, it says you have 5 in the clip all the time. That's how they do it. Mine doesn't do that. It just, you never run out. If I say give all weapons, I'm not sure what just happened. Oh, I just crashed myself. Yeah, I think it's going to crash. Yes, it did. Don't know why. Let me start back up. I'll catch up on the chat because I've been focused. Oh, I am in developer mode, so that may be why it's showing me the error. But I think it shows in the other if I'm not, too. I don't know. I'll have to try it. The Iron Man color scheme of the M. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Will weapons on back interfere with this menu? Or can you add the weapons on back? I actually hate the weapons on back script, so I'm not going to make one because I don't like it. But no, it should not interfere. That's just where you sling the weapon. So I don't in this screen right here, I don't know. I guess it'll go on your back. Well, no, when it's in your hand, it goes in your hand, right? And then it'll pull it out. So yeah, I don't think it'll mess with it. Let's see, give all weapons. Yeah. I don't know why it crashed a minute ago. When you give all weapons, it actually gives everything in the thing. So all of it. And when you select the weapon, it actually puts it in your hand. So. And removes them all. And I think that's everything in here. If you want to, like if I pull up this test loadout and it's got a dagger, a heavy pistol, and a pump shotgun, and I say, I don't want this anymore, it'll say, hey, do you want to delete test? Yup. Now it's gone. And it'll never be back again. So only do that if you're really sure. And those save locally to KVP, so there's no database involved in this script. All of the standard weapons are within the script, and then there's a JSON file that allows you to do add-ons, and it's super easy. There's very little work to it at all, and we're going to write up a tutorial on how to figure out what components are with it and what to name it and all that stuff. It's really easy. It's not difficult at all, as long as the weapon developer set it up right. If there are add-on weapons, I don't think I have one of them running. I do not. But sometimes they come with a names.lua script that changes the internal name of a weapon using that script. Those names will show up in this menu instead of these names. So if you have replace weapons with a name script, the replacement name will also show up here. It works with that. So this is the new weapons menu. I love the thing. I think it's going to be super handy and very easy to use. Everything's right here on the screen, real quick, real easy. Nothing to it. You can see in 3 places, here, here, and here, what weapons you have. So it's one glance at it, and it's all there. And not only can you add custom weapons, but you can add new categories if you want. Like if you want, Ozzy was talking about adding less lethal. So we have some add-on weapons that are less lethal, and you can put those in here and make your own less lethal category. Or if you want to add the Glock 20 to the pistols, because it is a pistol, you can do that. You can put it in the pistols category and it'll show up there just at the bottom of the list. So I think that's super cool. And I'm really excited about this menu because I think it's exactly what I would want. Of course, that's why I built it. Can loadouts be global? No, they are not global. They are individual. I mean, it takes 10 seconds to set up one. So if you have, documentation that says, hey, this is what you carry as an LSPD officer, it takes them 10 seconds to go in and do it. Whereas setting up a global slows everything down and would take me a long time to incorporate that. And it would make another configuration option that you'd have to set up. And I promise you, every configuration option that I add, I get multitudes of tickets over because there are people that just can't figure it out. So I was pretty leery about how I had to put in the custom weapons to get this to spawn and to get the components in here. You have to put both in the config, and you have to know how to put it in there. It's not hard, and that's why we're going to write a guide on it. But honestly, all the tickets I get are people that refuse to read the guides. They just won't do it. I can point them right to it, and they want me to spoon feed it. So the more time I spend spoon feeding documentation items to people manually, the less time I have to write cool scripts. So, let's see. The map. The map is released now for those who are interested in it. It's out. It's free. BigDaddyScripts.com. I think there's, last time I looked, about 80 servers that have adopted this map. I like it a lot. I believe I've been talking to the guys over at Imperial CAD, and they want to include it as one of their options for their live map. So it should be showing up in there pretty soon. Hey, what's up, Lamont? And thank you. I love the map. I think it looks great. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I spent a long time on it, way longer than I should have for a free map. There's a bunch of updates about to come out. Let me look here. The EUP menu, that update should be out very shortly because of the one that has the bug in it. I'm looking at my thing here. The delivery script. I think I might have it worked out. I'm waiting on the testers to confirm that, but my testing, I did not have the issues that we were running into, so I think that's about worked out. Skytram, same thing. I think it is looking good. The pre-flight update needs a little bit more work. There's a ride service update that should be out soon that makes it a little more robust. The speedometer, I only have one tiny little bug left. And see if I can make it happen. Oh, yeah. I have to use this menu because I don't have anything in my other one. Nope, it didn't happen. Sometimes, for whatever reason, the speedometer comes down here and shows up half cut off at the bottom of the screen instead of where it's supposed to be. And I have not figured out why yet. It kind of drives me crazy. So that's the one thing I have left. It's not a huge thing, and it could probably release, because when it does happen, you just go into the Speedo edit and then exit it without even saving, and it puts it back where it's supposed to be. I don't know. Craziness. 5M being 5M, right? The object spawner, I think, is ready to go. Again, I have people that test these things, and, you know, they're all volunteer. Nobody's getting paid for it, and so they test as they can, and sometimes they lose interest in testing because testing is boring. But I can't test it all myself because I know how it works. So a developer who tests his own stuff releases bugs for sure. All right. Well, that's what I got. So I hope the weapons menu gets tested maybe this weekend, early next week, and I can release it by end of next week. That is my goal with it. Again, it depends on testing. If they figure out ways to break it, then I have to go fix those. But anyway, that's it. Any questions? I got cords all tangled up on my desk here. All right. Well, I appreciate you folks being here and checking this stuff out. I'm excited for some of this stuff, and I'm going to try to push it out as soon as I can. I appreciate you all, and I will catch you soon.